The United Republic of Tanzania, which comprises of mainland Tanzania and Zanzibar, is endowed with a rich diversity of tropical marine and coastal ecosystems, including coral reefs, seagrass beds, mangrove stands, and cultural resources. Among the significant animal species found in the area are dolphins, whales, sea turtles, reef fish, and a wide variety of birds and seabirds. These marine and coastal resources are critical to Tanzania's economic and social development and underpin the livelihoods of the country's extremely coastal communities. Yet most coastal communities in Tanzania remain very poor, with the economy relying mainly on artisanal fishing and seaweed farming. The daily struggle for food and household income keeps people from improving their well-being. Although most families are involved in more than one economic activities, many remain well below the poverty line. At the same time, catches have been declining, coupled with destructive capture techniques, including dynamite fishing or blasting, beach seining, and poison fishing, all of which exacerbate the problem by indiscriminately killing fish and destroying habitat. Lack of food security, transportation infrastructure, livelihood opportunities, and social services, coupled with limited opportunities to tap into the national and global economic development, have pushed the lives of many coastal dwellers to the edge. In addition, communities have not been provided an adequate opportunity to co-manage the resources, including in resolving the control measures against prospectors coming outside of those areas to harvest the coastal resources. To help overcome these challenges, Tanzania implemented a 2-year community-based coastal resources management and sustainable livelihoods project worth $1.8 million. The funding for the project was provided by a grant from the government of Japan through the Japanese Social Development Fund JSDF, which is administered by the World Bank. The project targeted the communities of Menai Bay, Mnembe Island, Marine Conservation Area, and Misali Island in Zanzibar. On the mainland, the beneficiaries were the communities of Kilwa, Rufiji, and Mafia Island districts, which are identified for their biodiversity of global importance. The project was designed to address a number of coastal livelihood issues by means of awareness raising and capacity building, development of collaborative management plans, and promoting sustainable use of natural resources.
Mradi wa JSDF Rumaki umefika hapa kijijini na umeweza kusaidia vikundi kama 11. Katika vikundi hivyo vipo vya ufugaji wa nyuki na uvuvi na watandaji wadogo wadogo, yani wavuvi wadogo wadogo. Wameweza kusaidia kutoa elimu kwa wafugaji wa nyuki na wavuvi, na baadhi ya wavuvi na vikundi vile vingine vidogo vidogo wameshaanza kutoa misaada, kama vile wameshatoa mashine za boti hizi, na wameshatoa pesa za kununulia vifaa vya uvuvi kama vile majarife na mashua hizi. Na baadhi ya vikundi kimoja cha mfugaji nyuki hicho hakijapata msaada, lakini karibu vyote vimepata msaada na elimu imepatikana. Kwa hiyo tunaomba mradi watuongezee elimu na watuongezee juhudi zaidi kuweza kutusaidia katika hivyo vikundi, hasa kwa upande wa kikundi cha watandaji, sababu kilipata msaada mdogo mno. Kwa hiyo waongezewe, na wale wavuvi vile vile waongezewe ili waweze kufanya vizuri zaidi.
Koba ndio mwongozo wetu kuondoa umaskini na kuboresha maisha ya familia.
Kikundi chetu kinaitwa kikundi cha kina mama Upendo, na shughuli zetu kubwa kila Jumamosi tunakutana kuweka hisa. Hisa unaweka kutokana na wewe mwenyewe ulivyofanya biashara zako na ulivyopata faida zako, ndio unakuja kuziweka. Kwa hiyo hisa moja thamani yake shilingi 3000. Kwa hiyo kila mwanachama anakuja kuweka hisa. Mwisho wa kuweka hisa ni hisa 3. Hisa 3 shilingi 9000. Na kuna shilingi 1000 ambayo hiyo inatumika kama mfuko wa kujikimu, kwa mfano shule, matibabu, hiyo inakuwa shilingi 1000. Kwa hiyo jumla unaweka shilingi 10,000. Kama unanunua hisa 3 unaweka shilingi 10,000. Kama unanunua hisa 2 shilingi 6,000 unaweka 7,000. Kama unanunua hisa 1 shilingi 3,000 unaweka 4,000. Kwa kuanzia tu, kwa mara ya kwanza kabisa ilikuwa unaweka hisa kwa muda wa miezi 3. Baada ya miezi 3 tukaruhusiwa kukopeshana. Hisa zile zile mwenye matatizo anakopa mara 2 ya zile hisa. Kwa mfano umeweka shilingi 100,000, basi utakopeshwa 200,000.
A central concern was to improve livelihoods while utilizing the natural resources in a sustainable manner among a people who have long dismissed donor-funded projects aimed at improving the welfare of coastal people. Now, however, the story is changing. According to the beneficiaries, the JSDF project has led to income benefits, local empowerment, and improved ecosystem benefits while reducing pressure on marine resources. Some of the most significant benefits of empowerment are in the area of community management. Shifting substantial management control over ecosystems to communities have given the people a voice. Local incomes have meanwhile risen substantially as small-scale businesses become substantial component of the coastal economy. The types of alternative income-generating activities that were supported including animal husbandry, small-scale mariculture, and a variety of other business projects that are friendly to the coastal and marine environment. In Zanzibar, continued growth and diversification of the seaweed industry and other small-scale mariculture activities is already making important contributions to the village economy. Clear gains have emerged for both the marine environment and for the people, with the farming yielding considerable per capita incomes. The wide adoption of seaweed farming, if properly implemented, provides an alternative source of employment and income. Throughout the project, environment education was augmented with demonstration projects which provide alternatives to existing practices. The biggest success story is VICOBA, which stands for Village Community Bank. A microfinance program with several unique twists. The initial step is the formation of a community group of about 30 to 40 members. They then enter a training program where they set their rules of governance, are trained to develop business and marketing plans, and learn about the process of borrowing money. From the start, each member invests some seed money. A group dynamic is formed in which members assist each other with their home-based micro-enterprises. Each member is allowed to apply to borrow up to 3 times their personal investment. The money provided is for activities that respect the environment, reduce poverty, and promote development.
Tumaini grupu Furuni, acheni mwenyekiti, najishughulisha na mambo ya biashara za vikundi kama vile vikoba, na tunashukuru sana kwa vikoba WWF walivyotusaidia mpaka sasa. Tuna maendeleo mazuri, ametutoa sehemu moja kutupeleka sehemu nyingine. Tunashukuru kwa hilo. Mafanikio tuliyopata ni mazuri kwa sababu tunatoka katika shida ndogo ndogo, tumekwenda katika malengo mazuri kwa kusomesha watoto. Biashara zetu tunafanya vizuri, na shida ndogo ndogo zipo kwa sababu hela tulizopata tulipotea fadhili, kwa sababu sasa hivi wanachama wanatoa hela kubwa sana kutokana na nizao, hisa zao, lakini mkopo nataka mwingi, kwa nakopa hela zao na zile zotupa wafadhili na kwa hazitoshelezi. Kwa hiyo tunaomba tusaidie, tuletee fedha zingine, kama ni changamoto tuletee zaidi ili tufanikiwe.
The result, members have started vegetable and livestock farming, shopkeeping, or adding value to fish products by initiating their own wholesale fish businesses instead of selling to middlemen. This has empowered hundreds of women along the project stretch. In addition to interest from loans, groups will also increase their capital by collection of fines from failure to comply with the bylaws, such as being late to a meeting, and through fundraising events, which the groups themselves organize. The money is usually stored in a heavy metal box with 3 locks on it, and the group selects 3 reliable members to be keepers of the 3 keys. At every meeting, the box is brought out of hiding by the 3 members, and all the cash inside is counted. The meeting then opens and the members deposit their weekly shares. At the end of the meeting, the cash is recounted and the box relocked by the 3 key keepers in the presence of the entire group. Transparency is a big deal in Vikoba, as you can tell. In this way, the Vikoba program has empowered and built capacity of coastal people on the proper way to manage their small enterprises. Currently, there are hundreds of groups in Kilwa, Rufiji and Mafia, and there are thoughts of forming an umbrella group to be able to do larger projects. Another successful intervention has been the introduction of so-called beach management units, BMUs, which are charged with regulating fishing along specific stretches of the Indian Ocean. Each BMUs is headed by a committee which is democratically elected and represents boat owners, fishing crew members, fishmongers and other stakeholders. To address gender disparities, BMUs are encouraged to have women representation whenever possible. The duties of the BMUs cover the daily management of the local fishery, issuing fishing permits and limiting the size of the fishing fleet, registering fishing gear and working with the government fisheries department to enforce regulations against illegal fishing practices. The BMUs also collect fishing data to help guide the management decisions. The local committees are allowed to keep a percentage of the money generated from licenses and lending fees to fund their operations. Results of the decentralization have been encouraging so far. The BMUs report better control over illegal fishing and improved working relations with central government authorities. The fishing statistics that are being collected are bringing greater local awareness to the need to reduce fishing pressure and fish more sustainably. In some of the areas, the committees report voluntary reductions in the use of illegal fishing gears, indicating a change in attitudes of the fishing community. Dynamic fishing, which ran rampant a few years, has also been brought to check in some areas. It is too early to tell if these improvements in beach management will translate into more income for local fishers, but well-functioning community management arrangements such as this have been known to yield to benefits in household income, local empowerment, and ecosystem condition. Thanks to the JSDF, the micro-projects are breaking down gender stereotyping and helping women to claim a greater role in community decision-making. Local culture has often discouraged coastal women from participating in discussions and community decisions on the management of marine resources, but now some women have started to get into the driver's seat. Through incomes raised from projects supported by the JSDF, coastal women are taking bold steps into the future. This is manifesting as a new sense of pride and control, as well as greater confidence in dealing with vagaries of everyday life. The benefits of such new personal confidence have spilled over into domains well beyond resource management. Beneficiary communities have gained immensely from the networking recognition and visibility. Communities can now work in groups and have been exposed to experiences from elsewhere through study tours and seminars. There is no doubt the project has helped to create enthusiasm upon which other interventions can emulate. While these economic and social benefits are enormous, it is important to point out that the project has only initiated a long-term project. Striking the balance between resource utilization to sustain economic growth and alleviate poverty and the pressing need to conserve the environment such that the integrity and health of natural ecosystems is maintained is likely to remain high on the agenda for a long time to come.